Hi everyone, welcome. It's FPL Matt Day here. This is my FPL reaction stream to game week 15. What I'm going to do is just go through some of the key points that we saw in game week 15, a couple of comments leading into game week 16. Obviously, it's Tuesday here in Australia, so we are still 3 to 4 days away from deadline with a Saturday deadline over here in Australia within this time zone. I can't wait for the up-and-coming game week. It is the last one before the World Cup break. But this video is just a quick snippet on the reaction from game week 15. Just a quick one before we get started. If you can please be sure to like the video, comment as well, get your questions in ready for game week 16. I will be interacting on the comments. This is a pre-record, so if you get your comments in to this stream, let me know what you think as well in the comments about the video, about my thoughts, and then I can take those questions into the game week 16 podcast, which I will be doing at the end of the week. So if you don't want to miss it, hit the notification bell and subscribe as well to the channel if you are new here and you like what you see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through some key points that I noticed from this game week. And just one thing as well, what I'd like to quickly say as well, the highest point scorer from the game week 15, 16 points, and it was a Bournemouth defender with Tavernier. Who would have expected that, given Manchester City played a home game against Fulham? But what a game week it was, with 14 double-digit scores. It's absolutely phenomenal. And those double-digit scores did not include Kevin De Bruyne or Erling Haaland, which is absolutely phenomenal. But one man it did include was Mohamed Salah. He got a 15-point haul with a double against Tottenham. My side, disappointed I did actually move him on for De Bruyne, and I've missed out on one of his hauls. And obviously, I've been a big advocate for Salah this season. Obviously, I've played this game since 2006. So within that time, I've seen all of the Salah hauls, and I've missed one of the big ones in this game week. But look, not to worry. He is one to look at for game week 16. He is back in contention for our fantasy teams and possibly as a captain for some managers that want to do something different. He plays a managerless Saints in game week 16. They have sacked Ralph Hasenhüttl. Another one as well from game week 15. Erling Haaland, come on as a sub, scored a header pretty instantly and got the penalty in the last minute. He could have had a couple of goals, even a hat-trick when he come on as a sub. What that told me in game week 15 is he is an easy -4 back into your team if you did sell him. So if you're sitting in now and you're thinking, do I take a -4 to bring back Haaland? Yes, you have to. And I'll tell you why. Brentford have conceded 11 goals in their last 3 away games, which includes 2 at Nottingham Forest, 4 at Aston Villa, and 5 at Newcastle. So Man City next. You've definitely got to back that man Haaland. And then another man from Man City as well, Cancelo. Agony for people that obviously owned him, captained him, especially captains. -4 you would have got with his straight red card and a penalty for Fulham. Double whammy was a lot of people benched Andreas, and the owners of Mitrovic didn't get the penalty, and Andreas scored the penalty. But not to worry with Cancelo. He will use his ban in this week's Carabao Cup tie against Chelsea, so you can keep Cancelo in your FPL sides for game week 16. Some other comments and observations from game week 15. Definitely keep Harry Kane for the Leeds fixture. Those managers looking to make the sideways move for Haaland for Kane, I would avoid it. Get Haaland in another way and play him with Harry Kane. And the reason for that is Kulusevski is back in the Tottenham side. He come on last 20-25 minutes, was very sharp, was threading balls through to Kane, got the assist. Last season in this fixture, in the away from home fixture, obviously this one is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. In the away fixture, Kulusevski did get a goal and assist. Kane got, I think it was a goal and 2 assists. It was a 4-0 win for Spurs. He might have even got a couple of goals that day. They both got double digits. Keep Kane and sign Kulusevski if you've got a spare midfielder spot. This could be the week against a Leeds team who are conceding goals. 3 goals conceded against Bournemouth on the weekend. Another thing on Spurs, because obviously we did lose the game, so I won't speak too much more about Tottenham. But Perisic as well, if you own Perisic, Keep him for Leeds. He played in a front three. He may play in that front three again. If not, he will still stay on that left-hand side more than likely. Look very, very sharp against Liverpool. Hit the woodwork twice. I'm expecting him to score or make some assists against a Leeds team who aren't great at defending set pieces, and Perisic is on corners while Son Heung-min remains injured for Tottenham. Moving on to Tottenham's North London rivals, Arsenal. Their defence remains strong with another clean sheet, this time against Chelsea. Really solid performance from Arsenal. Chelsea looking quite flat, but what I will say, if you've got the Arsenal defence, you play that defence against Wolves in game week 16. They don't score many goals. Arsenal with another impressive performance, another impressive set play. Balls coming from Saka. Gabriel has nodded it in. Him and Saliba a big threat from set pieces. And if you've somehow kept on Zinchenko this long, he got 7 points with a bonus point. So he returned to FPL and to the Arsenal lineup this week. So definitely look at Arsenal for game week 16. Some more fullback drama from game week 16 that isn't Cancelo. It's Trippier with another double-digit return, 12 points, an assist, banked a clean sheet because he was subbed before Newcastle could obviously ended up conceding the late goal to Southampton. And his ownership has now surpassed Gabriel Jesus and João Cancelo. Phenomenal stuff. Obviously, his price, has gone up in value this season. He started at 5.5. Next season, I can see him being a 6 to 6.5 million defender, maybe even 6.5 million if he carries on this form in the second half of the season. I call it the second half of the season because it is a World Cup break coming up in game week 16. Couple more points to jump on from game week 15. Jacob Ramsey, we all remember him last season from Aston Villa. He was our 4.5 million midfielder, plenty of double-digit scores. This year, he was 5.5 million. He has dropped to 5.2 million, 14 points against Man United. Brilliant goal, bonus points, and an assist. Will he be the midfielder enabler for the second half of the season under Unai Emery, who we did not expect Aston Villa to get? That is a great coach for Aston Villa. Done really well getting him in. He's won his first game. For me, obviously, Pereira is that value midfielder at the moment, but Ramsey could come into the fold. If he can come in, get a couple more of these scores, start finding the back of the net again, he could really enable us, to look at, players that probably haven't, quite hit the heights yet, like Son when he does come back from injury. We could need these enablers to get that extra premium. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, who you do expect to pick up better form in the second half. So Jacob Ramsey could be a very good enabler, showing that form now, and Unai Emery at the helm. Another midfielder who's 4.4 million, he could potentially be the new Pereira for the second half of the season as well, is Somerville from Leeds. Unbelievable. 3 returns in 3, 13 points against Bournemouth as well. So he is another one post-World Cup that we should look at. Really good performance against Bournemouth. Eye for goal as well. And then my final point on the game week 15, which I think I've got to say this, and all of us Zaha owners are very, very happy. A double-digit score. We finally got the return we were waiting for from Zaha. A lot of us were keeping him for 16 against Forest anyway, but he's got us a 12-point return a week earlier than we expected. A goal and assist in a 2-1 win against West Ham for Crystal Palace. Absolutely brilliant stuff for those owners that kept the faith in Wilfried Zaha. Final point before I wrap up this stream. Do not make any early transfers before this game week unless you really need to for price rises. Do not do it. There is Carabao Cup fixtures this week. Manchester City play Chelsea in a big game. There could be injuries. There could be problems. And that goes for a lot of the other clubs that are in this comp. Obviously, we do expect there to be rotation, but I would just hold fire for now and just make sure that none of your FPL assets get injured prior to the final game week before the FIFA World Cup begins in a week and a half's time. But that is my game week 15 reaction video. There's some of my key points, some of my thoughts from the game week that I think you know, hopefully the viewers, hopefully you can take something out of it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give the video a like if you haven't done already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and then get your questions in the comments as well for game week 16. I will be back. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. If the notification bell doesn't work for you, unsubscribe, subscribe again, hit the notification bell. I will be back with a World Cup Fantasy League podcast, a game week 16 podcast, and potentially even a bonus deadline game week 16 video as well. So hit that bell, stay tuned in, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for tuning in to the FPL Matt Day game week 15 FPL reaction video. Until then, thank you.